Nigel Farage wins his Clacton by-election but skips count after claiming police warned of disruption. The Reform leader was voted in again, winning 62% of the vote, having triggered the by-election in protest at media and parliamentary scrutiny of donations from his backbenchers. Also on the programme, spy crews have been battling a wildfire in Stourbridge overnight, with local residents say it has destroyed 6 homes. The fire broke out on the afternoon of Thursday, the 13th of August. A child and 3 firefighters have been taken to hospital, while 6 have been treated for smoke inhalation. Also, at least 4 people have died and 1 person is missing after a record-breaking rainfall in the east of Tokyo flooded roads and dozens of homes. The floods have also caused power outages across the region, stranding thousands of people and causing hundreds to take shelter overnight. And rail bosses have launched a major investigation into the cause of a train derailment near Lewes in East Sussex, which left 2 passengers seriously injured and a total of 20 people in hospital. The Southern train was travelling from London Victoria to Eastbourne when it came off the tracks just north of Lewes Station Tunnel on Thursday afternoon. British Transport Police declared a major incident.
This is STV Evening News with Henry Stewart.
Good evening. Nigel Farage has been elected as Clacton MP amid disputed claims that he was advised by police not to attend the election count over a credible threat against him. The Reform leader was voted in again, winning 62% of the vote after having triggered the by-election in protest at media and parliamentary scrutiny over donations from his backers. He did not attend the by-election count in the town, claiming Essex police had told him about an organised campaign to disrupt and degrade the result. It is understood that no candidates were advised by Essex police not to attend the count. In a post on X, Mr Farage said the result in Clacton speaks for itself. The turnaround, or should I say, the turnout for the election was 44.7% in total, with its total of 35,401 votes. He saw off competition from 33 other candidates in the seaside constituency, most of minority parties or independents, after the main Westminster parties opted not to field candidates. They had dismissed Mr Farage's move as a stunt, while he described it as a chance to stick 2 fingers up to the establishment. Among the candidates vying for votes were satirical candidate Count Binface, actor turned politician Lawrence Fox, 3 from the official monster raving Looney Party, and an array of independents. Count Binface, the creation of comedian John Harvey, gained 2nd place with 9,455 votes. The full list of results, and I'm not actually going to go through all of them because it's too long. We'll go through the first 5, because they won't really count. Nigel Farage, Reform, 22,239 votes. Count Binface, 9,455 votes. John Stevens, rejoined 492. And Tony Francis, Independent, 432, and Pamela Walford, 371. The contest is estimated to have cost taxpayers around £250,000, and the 90cm long ballot paper has also caused logistical problems for the returning officer. The size of the ballot paper meant larger tables than usual were required at the count, and the result was due to be announced on the floor of Clacton Leisure Centre, rather than on a stage due to the number of candidates. Before quitting Westminster, Mr Farage was being investigated by the Parliamentary Standards Commissioner over a £5 million gift from cryptocurrency tycoon Christopher Harborne, which he received before taking his seat in the Commons. Under Commons rules, new MPs are required to register any gifts worth more than £300 they received in the previous 12 months, except where the gift could not be reasonably thought by others to relate to their political activities. That investigation was paused when Mr. Farage resigned his seat, but if he is to be found to have broken rules, another by-election could be triggered. In 2024 general election, Mr. Farage won Clacton with 46.2% of the vote, and a majority of 8,405 over his Conservative rival. 6 homes have been destroyed and several injured as firefighters tackle an intensive Stourbridge grass fire. Fire crews have been battling the wildfire in Stourbridge overnight, which local residents say destroyed 6 homes. The fire broke out on the afternoon of Thursday the 13th of August. A child and 3 firefighters have been taken to hospital, while 6 people have been treated for smoke inhalation. According to the West Midlands Fire Service, crews are making progress tackling the fire. Chief Fire Officer Simon Tahill said it was one of the most significant incidents the region's fire service has ever dealt with. 12 crews were initially called to the Racecourse Lane area in Stourbridge just before 1:30 p.m. on Thursday. The fire is estimated to involve an area of around 40 acres, including a wood, with locals being forced to evacuate their homes as a result of the blaze. Firefighters are using main jets to deal with hotspots. There are several exclusion zones in place due to a number of buildings being structurally unsafe, the fire service said. The Prime Minister has said his thoughts are with everyone affected and that he's speaking with those on the ground, pledging support with any additional resources needed. As temperatures climbed to 38 degrees Celsius in parts of England, fires also broke out in Stoke-on-Trent, Salford Priors in Warwickshire and Pershore in Worcestershire. The wildfires across the West Midlands have been one of the most significant incidents the region's fire service has ever dealt with, Chief of Fire Officer Simon Tahill said on Thursday evening. The fire service has dealt with thousands of 999 calls as more than 100 firefighters battled blazes across the region, he added. Stourbridge Town Hall opened to provide a safe base for residents, with transport arranged for those who couldn't make their own way there. Meanwhile, St Michael's Church in Norton asked those in need of accommodation to get in touch. One local resident who did not wish to be named said it has been terrible for those who had their property destroyed, but it was terrifying for everyone. It was all the way across the fields in no time at all. It was hard to believe what was happening. West Midlands Fire Service has advised residents near Stourbridge to keep doors and windows closed as a precaution and to avoid the area. West Midlands Fire Service Chief Fire Officer Simon Till said fire crews are dealing with some of the most challenging conditions he has seen in 28 years working for the fire service. He said his thoughts are with local communities who have been impacted by this incident, urging residents to stay away from the scene. Mr. Tahill also added that tinder drier conditions in the country has caused the fires to spread rapidly. He said in a statement last night, "And then I'll add my thanks to my fire crews who have been working incredibly hard in some of the most challenging conditions I've ever seen in my 28 years of fire service. I am deeply grateful for the work they have done." Well, we're going to take a very quick break, so we'll be back right after this very short break. Don't go away. Hello and welcome back. At least 4 people have died and 1 person is missing after a record-breaking rainfall in the east of Tokyo flooded roads and dozens of homes. The floods have also caused power outages across the region, stranding thousands of people and causing hundreds to take shelter overnight at the Chiba Prefectural Government Building. The prefecture said 4 people had died, including a man found on a flooded road in Ichiwa City and a woman who was stuck in a flooded car in Sakura City. Another person was pulled from a flooded car in Kawishiya City. More than 80 homes were flooded in the prefecture, and nearly 230,000 residents were advised to take shelter, Chiba officials have said. Photos and television footage shows widespread damage after daylight, with homes, cars and parts of railway tracks flooded with muddy water. The torrential rain and flooding also knocked out power to about 23,000 homes on Friday morning, down from 68,000 earlier, according to the TPCO power grid. Record-breaking rainfall of 11.5 centimetres fell in just 1 hour in Chiba City, and further record-breaking 9.7 centimetres in 1 hour in Sakura. The Japan Meteorological Agency downgraded its most severe weather warning for heavy rain in more than a dozen municipalities in the Chiba prefecture as rain subsided on Friday morning, but more is forecast later in the day. The Ground Self-Defense Force said it dispatched buses to pick up about 4,000 stranded people who stayed overnight at Soga train station, a local route that also serves Tokyo Disney. The theme park did not report any damage. Thousands more people were stuck overnight at the Narita airport serving the Tokyo region, with trains out of the area stopped. Services partially resumed on Friday morning with delays, while flights in and out of Narita were operating normally, with many people returning home at the end of Japan's Bon Buddhist holiday week. And finally, rail bosses have launched a major investigation into the cause of a train derailment near Lewes in East Sussex, which left 2 passengers seriously injured and a total of 20 people in hospital. The Southern train was travelling from London Victoria in Eastbourne when it came off the tracks just north of Lewes Station Tunnel on Thursday afternoon. British Transport Police have declared a major incident. 3 carriages came off the tracks and overturned, leaving dozens of passengers trapped. Around 150 people have been on board at the time, and all since have been evacuated. Speaking at a press conference on Thursday evening, British Transport Police Superintendent Dominic Lowanu said the force's thoughts was with everyone affected by the incident. She also thanked the local community who stepped in to help passengers. Well, we have a report coming from Alithia Gerthy, as she reports from Lewes in East Sussex as emergency services responded to a passenger train that had derailed.
The 1424 from London Victoria to Eastbourne derailed near Lewes at around 3:45 this afternoon. Carriages completely overturning, one sliding down a bank.
I'm looking at the window, I'm seeing dirt. I'm thinking, I hope this window not bust, because if the window break, it's going right in my face, isn't it? So, yeah, I kind of looked the other way, and then when I looked the other way, I see the woman just...
And then suddenly the train picked up in enormous speed, and then I could feel it was sort of leaning on 2 wheels. And the next thing, we crashed down. Well, we crashed.
Air ambulance, police and fire services attended. 2 people have sustained serious injuries, many others are hurt.
Passengers were brought here to Landport Community Centre, which is just under a kilometre from where the train crashed, to be triaged. They were assessed by the medical teams here and then either discharged or taken on to hospital.
A number of passengers were initially trapped, but thankfully were soon safely evacuated from the train. First and foremost, our thoughts are with everyone affected by this incident. I'd also like to recognise our officers and emergency service colleagues who have worked incredibly hard this evening in particularly challenging temperatures.
A rail accident investigation is tonight underway to establish how this afternoon passenger train came off its tracks.
Well, Olivia joins us from Lewis tonight. And is there indeed any more information on just that point tonight? What may have caused this train to derail?
Well, as you can probably imagine, speculation about why this happened has already begun amongst the passengers I spoke to today and online. The Rail Investigation Board are looking into how and why this train came off its tracks tonight. Experts telling ITV News that although this kind of derailment is exceptionally rare, that because of the heat that we have been experiencing, the temperature of those rails will have soared today. And prior to this happening, there had been warnings about the potential for the rails to buckle in this heat wave. Sussex Police say tonight that their thoughts are with those affected and they'll do everything they can to support the investigation to establish exactly what happened here today.
And that is all we have time for tonight. Coming next will be the all-important weather forecast. And Stephen will be here with the late news at 11 o'clock tonight. But from all of us here on the Evening News team, bye-bye.